The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them. Nightmare on Elm Street.
When Nightmare on Elm Street came along, I didn't think it would be anything but a way to make a little bit of money so I could live in Los Angeles a few more months. And my money was running out, and I knew, okay, this will pay the bills for, maybe till December. This was in June, and I was budgeting, thinking how I could, pay my rent. And I thought, this is a good way. And it was nobody thought it was going to be an important film. It was very low budget. So nobody had expectations. And even 3 or 4 years after the film came out, still, nobody really thought much about the movie, and not many people saw the movie in Los Angeles. And then with the invention of the VCR, then people started seeing it. And I heard Freddy Krueger's name on the street, and I'm like, oh, you know who Freddy Krueger is? And people were like, oh yeah, I rented the movie last night.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy, there's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The bathtub scene was very difficult because I felt very vulnerable in the bathtub, and it was a construction that was, kind of haphazard at the end. It wasn't that well built, and so I didn't have a lot of confidence in it. I was scared of the claw, it was sharp sometimes. I was worried, so like, don't get too close, They had 3 or 4 different gloves, so they had the very rubbery, soft blades, and then they had one that was kind of hard so that they could, they looked real in the camera, and then they had some that were very sharp and shiny, and they would make a lot of noise. He liked to make a lot of noise with them and scare me. But we always rehearsed a lot, and because Robert was very well trained as an actor, and he knew that you just couldn't do a good job unless you had really practiced. I think the line that best captures Nancy is, whatever you do, don't fall asleep, because it has so many different meanings, Stay awake.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Especially for a young woman, it's like you have to look after yourself, You don't want to fall asleep and let something bad happen to you, and always be alert.
Glenn?
Wes Craven really wanted to convey to the audience that all of our power sits in our ability to face facts and face fear and not run away. I really believe that opposites attract, and that the power of the beast is also the power of the beauty. They both bring out in us a sense of awe and a sense of wonder, and that they are perfectly matched in some ways, and I do believe Nancy and Freddie are perfectly matched. My pajamas that I wore in the movie, I still have, and I treasure them. They're a symbol to me of that. The whole nightmare theme of vulnerability while you're sleeping, and the pajamas to me are that. I also have my script, of course, which I took lots of notes, and when Wes Craven would ask me, or he would say, I want you to try it this way. He would sometimes have different ideas than I did, and I would always write them down, because it would be a new idea, I hadn't thought of it, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And I would always write it down. So I see this script, and it reminds me of Wes.
This is just a dream. This isn't real. This is just a dream. He isn't real. He isn't real.